Agriculture is our number one industry. Without it, we couldn't survive. But with each generation being further removed from the farm, that fact isn't widely as known and appreciated. That's why the Tennessee Farm Bureau's Ag in the Classroom is so important. For more than 30 years, Ag in the Classroom has taken agriculture into schools across the volunteer state, teaching kids about where their food comes from and why it's so important for agriculture to be a part of their curriculum.
So I believe Ag in the Classroom is one of the most important things that we do as Farm Bureau members. It affects our future because if students don't know the connection between their food and clothing back to the farm and back to agriculture, I don't see that they would be interested in joining a farm organization, but also they would make decisions that are not based on truth, but just based on what they believe about where their food comes from.
But Ag in the Classroom wouldn't be possible without the support from hundreds of volunteer leaders across the state, and of course, donors who help keep the vital program going. These key people spend lots of time and effort on farm days, bringing the Ag Simulator to schools and various educational outings, giving school garden grants, telling teachers about ways they can bring Ag education into their classroom, and reading Ag-related books to young and elementary school-age children.
Being a former educator, I know the importance of teaching children not only about literacy, because if they can read or love reading, then that opens the world to them. But they also need to learn about their community, which we are in a farming community, and about the world. It's really, really cold. Farming is all over the world, and it's a huge part of their lives from the moment they rise till they go to bed at night. And teaching the children how important all facets of agriculture are to them is very important.
This is where their food, their milk, their comes from. They can actually see the livestock, the animals, the cows, the sheep. They can actually, we read the educational books that kind of talked about the tops and bottoms is how the crops grow. And two, it's just a way to get at least have an impact on one day in their life that hopefully they'll remember in the future going forward.
I think in this day and time, we've got so many kids that are far removed from the farm that they don't understand where that food comes from. They don't understand what really goes into the production of those foods, how critical it is in terms of the management, and that it's just, it's a labor of love, that it takes a long time and a lot of energy and effort, a lot of cost for those farmers to actually produce and grow that crop to get it to that grocery store.
Obion County is such an agricultural county, and we just assumed that our kids knew that their food came from farms and farmers, but they don't. And we can tell that when we visit schools, when we have our poster contest, when we have our essay contest. And so what we try to do today is make that link between what they eat, and regardless of whether it's at school or at home or in the fast food place, and the farmer in a farm.
They're getting to hold chickens today. They're getting to see sheep. They're getting to see cattle. They have no idea where it comes from. They're learning that byproducts from beef cattle go into a lot of stuff. Same with hogs. It's wonderful.
That is part of our mission statement to further promote agriculture, and this is just one way we do it for the kids to sort of know when they get older they can understand it better, but they will never forget what they see and do here today.
We originally wanted to go to schools, but we have so many schools in Rutherford County that wasn't possible. So that's why we do it one day on a Saturday, because we really want it to be family friendly. We want children to come and have an opportunity to hands-on activities about agriculture, but we also want parents here to hear the whys that children might not quite be able to understand yet.
I think that this is very, very interesting, very educational for children. They'll get comfortable around new things, animals, and learn where stuff in the stores comes from, and knows that it doesn't come from the store, which is awesome.
I learned a lot about bees and got to taste some honey. That was the most delicious honey I've ever tasted in my life.
The best part for me is getting to taste the honey and petting the animals. First we went to learn about weather, and we We got to see some animals after.
What's been your favorite part so far?
The chickens.
What'd you get to do with the chickens?
We got to hold them.
What'd they feel like?
They felt very soft. Farmers are important because they help our universe, because they make food for us. We're learning about chickens, pigs, and different farm animals, and what they're used to make, like what kinds of food, and what's helpful from them.
They're very excited to be able to come because most of them have not been on a farm, but they love the animals, being able to see them and learn about them, and it's very exciting.
It is our job as ag supporters, as agriculturalists, that we make certain that we educate these kids because they are making the decisions of the future. So if we don't educate them on why farmers do what they do, how they do it, then these kids are not going to be able to make informed decisions when they're adults.
You're connecting math to the garden, you're connecting social studies, you're connecting science, and you actually see what they're talking about in the books. You can see it, you can feel it, you can touch it. And I think that's what makes a difference, and that helps them retain it more.
Just the water, sun, soil, sunlight, and food. And fresh air. And fresh air. Gotta get the last party.
For nearly 4 decades, Ag in the Classroom's mission has been to enhance agricultural literacy across Tennessee. Our Farm Bureau volunteer leaders have done just that and made it successful, and will no doubt continue that success for many decades to come.